Well, hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DIY Dreaming, and on this video tutorial we're going to do some really fun and happy fabric projects, and you can take this idea and do a zillion different kinds of fabric projects, but we're going to kind of be creating sort of an ombre slash tie-dye slash abstract look, and then we're going to be putting the funnest, sweetest stencils on them. One that we'll be using is this one, and it says, "Be the reason someone smiles today." I made this t-shirt 2 years ago. I made this tea towel using this design 2 years ago. I made several tote bags. I made all kinds of things. Anyways, I just wanted to show you how cute that is and how many fun things you can do with it. We're also going to be using this one that says, "Life is better when you're laughing." These both have real whimsical flowers and butterflies on them, and they're just, the font is happy and what they say is happy and all that. Okay, so one project we're going to do is tea towels. The other project I'm going to show you and we'll finish up is a garden flag. And there's so many different things that you can do. Before I came live this morning, I've been busy working, and I made this. This is going to be a tea towel. And I used one of the nicer tea towels that I like to get from Amazon. So let me know if you would like this information. And I just did something completely different with it, where I just kind of did blobs of these two different colors, and then I didn't do the margin of the towel, and I think it's going to be adorable. And then the other thing I've been working on so far this morning is this. This is a garden flag, and both of these have the same colors that we'll be working with in just a few minutes. But basically, I just did stripes, top to bottom. And the two colors that I'm talking about today are this one. It's called Bubblegum Ink. And this one is called Fuchsia Rose Ink. And these two colors are great together. We'll also be using some white. This tea towel right here that I made 2 years ago, I made this in June of 2023, and it's been used a lot. I just pulled it out of the drawer in the kitchen. My husband obviously has used it to clean probably the coffee pot or something. Typical. But anyways, this one that I made 2 years ago, I used a flour sack style tea towel, which I can get you that information too if you would like. And then I used this berry blue ink. So that's where we're going and where I've been. And I made both of these and I heat set them, and we'll come back to those in just a second. Oh, and I wanted to show you this too, because this is another idea. We're talking about basically turning ink into like a watercolor almost, so that you can do an ombre, you could do stripes, you can also paint in your design, and you could do a band of color on the bottom of a tea towel. This was something I did I think I did this at Thanksgiving time. And this is another adorable stencil that you can get from Magnolia, DIY.com. It's Psalm 150 verse 6. Let everything that has breath praise the Lord. Okay, so we're going to work on this. This is, again, one of these nicer tea towels that you can get from, you can order a pack of 2 of these from Magnolia, DIY.com, or you can order a pack, I think it's 10, from Amazon. So when I'm all finished, I will put the info below. They're Calf brand. These are 20 by 30. They're really nice. And they're great to work with. And I have another idea to show you. Okay, before I get this all spread out though, let's make our ink. Okay, so we all have to wash dishes, or maybe you don't, but I do. Most people do. And I think to myself, why not wash dishes, dry dishes, clean up the kitchen with something fun. So I personally have probably 30 tea towels in my kitchen, if not more. Okay, I'm just opening both of these up. I have barely any left in this one, but I'm going to use every single last bit of it until I open a new jar. Let me grab a couple of stirs and some squeegees. Okay, so these are just paper bowls, and I'm just going to mix up a little bit of ink to show you this next idea. Gosh, there's barely any left in this one. Oh no, there's some in here still. These, I have done a lot of projects. If you ever watch this page, you've seen me do stuff with these colors because I love them. And I'm just going to add some water to both of them. Let's just open this up. This is just regular water out of the sink. Judy says that she made the Easter tea towels like what I did. And that they turned out really cute. Yeah, I love making tea towels. One thing that I've heard said is that you can never be too young, too thin, too rich, or have too many tea towels. And I totally believe that. Okay, so I'm just adding some water. I don't know what the exact percentages are. It really doesn't matter. Let me get out paper towel. Get this out of my way. And then I just have some cruddy brushes that are, I will either keep these brushes to use to make Santa paintbrush ornaments next year at Christmas time, or they're ready to be tossed. These are just inexpensive chip brushes that have been used for 100 different projects. I'm basically just diluting my ink into this water, getting it mixed up. Oh, and I'm gonna put my apron on because I don't want to mess up my cute little t-shirt. And I don't know why, but I cannot see any comments today. So if you're there and you don't mind, say something to me so I know that I'm not just standing. I saw one comment from Judy at the very beginning, and then I haven't seen another one since then. So let me know that you're here. And then I'm not just talking to myself. Okay. Fine. All right, and then I'm going to work on one of these. These are cake boards from Walmart. And I'm just going to put a paper towel underneath. And we're just going to barely start this idea. And then I will finish it off camera. But we're going to move on to the other two and finish them up. And they're going to be adorable. Okay, I'm working on the end of the tea towel that doesn't have the loop. And I'm just going to basically do mostly this area in the center of the tea towel, and then I may come back and do a little bit more. But what my idea was next was to do drips and see what that looks like if we have a bunch of drips. Once this is totally dry, then I will, shoot, maybe I'll just do the whole thing. Then I will, it's pretty cute, I will heat set it with a hot iron and a piece of parchment paper. And it'll be totally usable, washable, dryable, everything. The only thing it won't be able to withstand is my husband cleaning the coffee pot. He is always doing that. Okay, I was just kind of thinking this might be kind of interesting and cute, and actually I think it could be. Okay, so there was the, I think that one is called Fuchsia Rose. I love these two together. What do you guys think about this idea? Yeah, I'm starting to see a few comments, so I know that I'm not alone here in my crafting. Thank you guys. I want as much as possible for this to be pretty fully covered so that I can do a stencil over the top in white, which is my favorite look for t-shirts and pretty much anything else. So I'm really just trying to get these colors to sort of blend. It's pretty cute. When I was in high school, I had some jeans, I remember distinctly, that were that chemical wash or whatever, that were speckles like this. And they were, that's what this is reminding me of. Okay, so I'm going to do just a little bit more and then I'll set it aside. It'll take probably 2 hours, if not a little bit more, to be thoroughly dry. Do cover your clothes if you're going to do this, because I can see already that this is a messy kind of a project. And we'll clean up before we move on to the next. Okay, oh my gosh, this is so cute. Okay, so what do you guys think? It looks like a huge mess right now. It really does. But I think it will be interesting when it is dry. Okay, I need to move my supplies out of the way, so hang on. Looking for a good spot to put them. Over here. And just take my board and stick it off camera. Okay, so as we do these other two projects, I will go back and explain how I created each look. They're the same mixes of those two colors of Magnolia inks diluted with water. On the first one that we're going to do, I used one of these messy brushes and I just did stripes. It's a garden flag. Once I heat set it, which I have already heat set the first level, it will be permanent. And it can go outside and it'll look good probably for the rest of this season, into summer, maybe even into fall, and then they hold up really well. Okay, so let me show you about heat setting and then we'll jump into the next step. Okay, to heat set, I am just using a regular iron set on about cotton, no steam, and this is what I'm going to show you how to heat set. And I did this with those same two colors and the brushes, and I basically just painted these stripes on. They're not perfect. They're not even straight, but I think that's what gives it some of the charm. Then when it was fully dry, I used a piece of parchment paper. No steam on my iron. It's set at about cotton or maybe just below that. And it's not really plugged in. I just did circular motions over the top of the parchment paper to protect my iron surface for 3 or 4 minutes. And then I flipped it over and I did the back. for 3 or 4 minutes. Same thing with this tea towel that we'll do next. Let me move this out of the way. When I am 100% finished and I have the next layer on my garden flag, I will do the same thing. Okay, so these are so nice. These come from magnoliadiy.com. And basically, you just put them on one of those little shepherd's hook style garden flag holders. And it has a pocket right here that you just thread that through. And I am going to do one of these 2 designs. I'm trying to decide. I think I'm going to do this one. This is the Be the Reason That Someone Smiles Today, which is the same as my t-shirt and the same as this blue tea towel from 2 years ago. And then we'll do this one on the tea towel. So these come, if you've never used these before, they are reusable many, many, many times. I've had this particular stencil since June of 2023, and I've used it at least 10 times. And it still looks pretty good because I wash my stencils promptly. There's a little bit of staining. It still has pretty decent amount of stick to it. I'm just going to take it off of the carrier sheet. And my garden flag is a little tiny bit wonky. Probably because of me painting it, basically. But I'm going to say this is good. These are adhesive. They're reusable. They have a little bit of a stretch to them. They're super detailed, and you don't have to do any weeding, which is great. Okay, and I'm using white ink because that's my favorite. And a squeegee. Let me grab another stir. Got it all pushed on. Now that's cute with the blotches of ink. Yes. And this tea towel is really cute. I think this other one, how I left the margins of the tea towel white. I didn't stencil that part. So the trick with using ink is that you want to apply it, get it through the holes in your stencil, and then force yourself to stop. And I know I say this almost every video, but the thing is, if you keep pushing over and over and over, you can sometimes be putting too much ink through the holes in your stencil, and then the fabric will suck it up and spread it out. So it won't look crisp if you go over and over and over too many times. You do want to look and make sure that you're getting it on everywhere. A couple little somethings. You want to make sure you're getting it on everywhere, but then once you get it on, you need to stop. A little bit more right here. Okay, so I'm looking to see if I have it everywhere. I do. This is what that looks like. And I'm just gonna lift it up and peek. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. These stripes are just, they're thinner. They're not perfectly straight. Oh, and it's just happy. So let me go throw this in my tub of water. And push it under. And I will let that soak until I can get out into the kitchen to wash my stencil. Look how cute that is. Be the reason someone smiles today. Do a heart or a thumb if you like this. And this design, just so you know, it was part of a craft club from June of 2023, and I used it at that time to make the craft club project, which was a tote bag. And then I made t-shirts. I made like 10 different tea towels. I made a bunch of different things. Now this design is available to order individually, not as a part of a package, just individual. So if you love that design, you should grab it. Okay, here's the tea towel that I did. And this one I just did swirly, swooshy. I wanted a real abstract kind of look. I think I accomplished that. So it's lighter in some places, darker in other places. Some places it's got the fuchsia rose, some places it has that bubblegum color. And, whoops, I want to make sure I'm doing the right end. I'm going to stencil the end that does not have the loop, which is this corner piece right here. And then I let it dry, and then I heat set it. And this tea towel is part of a package. I think I grabbed it. Let me see. That I got from Amazon, but you can get it in a package of 2 also from magnoliadiy.com. And these are 20 by 30. These are not the tea towel ones like that blue one. I'm sorry, they're not the flour sacks, super thin. These are a little bit thicker and they're less wonky. The flour sack tea towels are really thin. They're great for drying dishes. This is more the style of a tea towel that you would put on the oven door, but you could also use it. And the ink, and I'll drop links to this and the package of 2 from Magnolia when I'm all finished. But yeah, these are 20 by 30. They're not quite as wonky as the other style is, and they wash and dry nice. The ink will dry soft. It's not going to be hard or crunchy. Where if you did this project with, I'm just thinking about what's my center. If you did this project with paint, which you should never use paint on stencils, but suppose you did, it's going to dry crunchy. And when you fold or bend or pinch the fabric, it's going to crack. So you definitely want to use ink. This stencil is also about 2 years old, and I've used it on probably at least 10 projects. It has a really cute butterfly. I love these stylized flowers. And then I think that is a moth, but it's a very, very happy little moth. Life is better when you're laughing. Both of these designs are awesome. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of get this generally centered. I'm not sure if I'm going to give these away or keep them. Okay, so I just put it on. We're going to do the same thing because this is the style that I like. A bright color background with white ink is my favorite. Just put some ink on here. Let me get my squeegee. Nope, this one has stuff all over it. Let me get a new one. Do I have any more big ones? No, I don't. So the stencil's pressed down good. And I'm just going to pull the ink across my stencil. gently pushing it through the holes in the design. Once I get it all covered, then I will pull off the big globs and look to make sure everything is fully covered. Being careful not to push it outside of the edges. To make sure I got clear out to the edges of all my little flowers and leaves. And I think I did. This is what it looks like. Let's take a little peek. You guys, this is so cute. Oh, but I do see a spot where I didn't get it on good right there. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I probably could have put something underneath this. Let's see if it did go through, so hang on. The garden flag is thicker, so it did not go through the garden flag. Can you guys see that? I don't want to mess it up. Anyways, I'll get close-up pictures of everything when I am all finished. And I'll clean this up. Anyways, I hope that you liked this idea. Here's the speckly one from before, which I might just continue and speckle all the way out to the edges and all the way up here to the top. I don't know. I'll let it dry and see what I think. But there are just so many different things that you can do with ink. And you can do this idea in whatever your choice of colors are. You can make tea towels. You can make tote bags. You can make t-shirts. You can make cloth napkins or placemats or a table runner. You know, anything that is fabric. You can totally do this look, which to me is sort of a cross between an ombre look, a little bit of tie-dye, a little kind of abstract look. Oh, and Judy says that now she's activated the right side of her brain today, and now she's thinking about curtains for her kitchen. That would be adorable. Anything that is fabric, you can recreate this idea or get this feel using Magnolia ink in whatever colors. It could be just one color, but different strength. So maybe one you barely dilute with water, and another one you dilute heavily. Then you get sort of a light blue, if it was blue, or light pink, dark pink kind of look. And then a stencil, which you'll be able to use that over and over and over and over and over again. And this first one that we used today, I made this cute little t-shirt with in June of 2023. It's been washed and worn and washed and worn. And I did do a kind of cute little thing with one of the stylized flowers on the shoulder. I also used the same little bit of a flower and a pair of jeans, which don't fit me anymore, unfortunately, to do like a little white flower right at the edge of a pocket on a pair of jeans. Okay, I hope I've inspired you and given you lots of ideas for just different creative things that you can do. Have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day. Do a this or a this sprinkle if you feel like it. Let me know if you have questions. I'm going to get all my links together. I'll drop those in the comments. If you would like to take a look at anything that I've used today, just say supplies or link or something, and I will send that information to you right away.